This is 8.7, Operations in Scientific Notation. To add or subtract numbers written in scientific notation where they have the same powers of 10, you add or subtract the factors. So if I had 4.6 times 10 to the third plus 5.2 times 10 to the third, I'm only going to be working with this 4.6 and 5.2. This 10 to the third just goes along for the ride. So this would be 9.8 times 10 to the third. When numbers have different powers of 10, rewrite them so they have the same power of 10. So here I have 3.2 times 10 to the negative 2 minus 8.1 times 10 to the negative 3. I could move it out of scientific notation into standard notation and then rewrite the standard number in a new form of scientific notation with the same power as the other one. So when I do that, to move it into standard, you move your decimal to the left because it's a negative. And it said 3 times, so you move it 1, 2, 3. Fill those in with zeros, and I get this green one here. Now to put this into scientific notation with a power of negative 2, I move my decimal to the right twice. And I get this number. And this one moves here. Now they have the same power of 10, and I can subtract the numbers. So my answer would be 2.39 times 10 to the negative second power. Or you can say to go from a negative power of 3 to a negative power of 2, you just move your decimal once to the left. Moving your decimal to the left makes the power go positive. So now let's do a couple where we find the sum or difference. If I have 8.2 times 10 to the 2 plus 3.41 times 10 to the negative 1, I can move them both into standard form and then move them back into scientific notation with the same powers. So this 8.2, move it to 820 and then move that back. This 3.41, if I move my decimal once to the left, because I have a negative 1, I get 0.341. Now to put a power of 2, I will move it twice to the left. You can see I have a little reminder of what exponent you have, positive or negative, when moving your decimal. So here, this one will be, it's a little easier again. I already have the same powers, so just subtract the factors in front. So you get 5.4 times 10 to the negative 5th. Alright. Now if I have 4.3 times 10 to the third minus 3.1 times 10 to the negative 2. I'm going to make this exponent positive, so I'm going to put it in terms of 10 to the third power. So to do that, I'm going to move my decimal. This would make it negative 1, 0, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. So this is how many times I'm going to move it and end with a positive exponent on my 10. That is moving it 5 times. The difference between a negative 2 and a positive 3 is 5. So I move it 5 times, and I end with a positive 3. Fill in all of these empty spaces with zeros. Now, if I were to subtract those, I would get an answer. Let's do one more. So I have 5.2 times 10 to the 8th plus 5.3 times 10 squared. So I'm going to move my decimal 6 times on my second term. And when doing that, I go from a positive 2, this makes it positive 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can count this as 6 times that it moved. The difference between 8 and 2 is 6. So then I have 5.2 times 10 to the 8th plus 0.00000 5.3 times 10 to the 8th. Now when I add those together, I have an answer.